Hello everybody, it's time. I've decided to do a Suikoden to Suikoden. So I think it's Suikoden actually. I usually call it Suikoden. I don't know why. Probably just, heard that once when I was a kid and kind of stuck with it. So I'll probably say it wrong from here on out. I've actually already done two guides and I'm guessing I've said it wrong the whole time for those two as well. So anyways, all right, so this is it. We've got a little bit of an opening scene here. There's no dialogue or anything, so I'm not going to really worry about, speaking over anything. But this game is actually pretty fun. I like most of the games in this series, to be completely honest. Although I think I've only played up to 4. So... and I know there's more than that. But again, the 4 that I've played, I really liked. And obviously liked them enough to do a walkthrough. I do want to point one thing out, though, with this one. So there is actually one thing that I do not like. And that is there's a bit of a side quest, sort of. And unfortunately, it's actually timed. So for this playthrough, I'm actually not going to bother with most of that side quest because I just don't want to do it. And I've already done it. I actually have a video up kind of all of the scenes that you get for doing that side quest. So again, I am not actually going to do that, and that's Clive's side quest. So if anybody's wondering what the heck I'm even talking about. But again, basically it's timed, and you actually have to go to different. There's different spots in the game that you actually have to get to, within a certain time. So I am not going to bother doing that this time around. Again, as I've already kind of done that, and I actually just don't like how it kind of makes you feel rushed. There's generally games especially RPGs, I like to kind of take my time, and if there's certain areas that I like to try to farm things in, I like to try to do that. So with a time limit. Some of that stuff is a little bit more difficult to do. So, anyways, that's kind of how this playthrough is going to work, I guess. And again, if you really want to see those Clive scenes, go ahead and check the video that I've got posted on that, and that will clue you in on what you can see, I guess. I'm going to name the main character after myself. I don't actually remember what the canon name for him is supposed to be. I want to say it's maybe Ryo or something like that. R-I-O-U. I think that's right anyway. I guess again, don't quote me on that. I could have that wrong. But I'm just gonna keep it with my own name here. All right. So I've got actually some files here from Suikoden 1. And that's pretty important for. There's basically kind of another side quest later on in the game where you can actually get the hero from the first game to join you. So I thought that was kind of cool. So here we're starting out in the I think this is the Unicorn Brigade, or the Unicorn Youth Brigade, something like that. And the hero, as well as his best friend Joey, are basically this is their last night. In the brigade, and they're already changing and kind of getting, I guess, discharged from their service, is my understanding. I don't know if it was supposed to be a permanent thing or some sort of break, but that's kind of what's happening. So there's actually a couple of different things I like to do here. I usually like to speak with some, not always all of the the NPCs in the game, but I like to hit up a couple of them to get a little bit of backstory on kind of what's going. There you notice we're not supposed to be changed until the morning, and the captain will be mad apparently. But oh well, he's gonna have to deal with it. So here there's a couple of youth brigade soldiers here that kind of get into a fight over, kind of nonsense. And I actually do want to point out, so right here at the beginning, we're actually supposed to you can go to sleep right away, which you can kind of skip some of this stuff. So if you're trying to save time and actually do the Clive quest, you can save some time there and actually skip some of this stuff. Oops. Alright, so what do we have here? I think I'll hit the hay soon. Yeah, probably not a bad idea. Alright, so this is Captain Raud's tent. Where are your uniforms? So there's kind of a reason that Raud is angry about these two not wearing their uniforms as well, which we'll see in a little bit. They don't actually really go into it, so it's more, well, not necessarily want to say speculation on my part, but maybe partly. But anyways, all right. So we've had a good enough stroll, I think, around the camp. So let's head to bed here. All right. So it sounds like there is an ambush. Check it out. Let's do that. Okay. Surprise attack by the city-state. They've broken the treaty. Oh, yes. So, my understanding here is that I think these two are Highlanders. Not to be confused with the TV series, or the TV show. And apparently there was a peace deal between Highland as well as the city-state. And it appears as though the city-state has broken that treaty. Now, we're actually supposed to run to this is the east, I believe, and I'm going to try to chat with these people, or the kids along the way. You can actually head to the north of the camp right away, and the scene is actually a little bit different. Not by much, but there are some slight differences in kind of the events that happen. All right, so Joey here is smarter than the average youth brigade soldier, it looks like. And he suspects that, if they're attacking, there could be an ambush as well. Which, I mean, this kind of already is an ambush, it looks like. This whole scene kind of... I don't think the first time I ever played it really sunk in, but I mean... Again, we're going to find out a little bit on kind of what exactly is actually happening. And I think once you really think about it, this scene and actually what happens here is even worse than, initially it looks. Okay, so this is Luca. I think he's the main antagonist in the game. And then Raud here looks like he's in kind of cahoots, working on a scheme with him. Yeah, okay. Alright, so if you caught that or didn't catch that, what happened here was that Luca as well as Raud hatched a scheme essentially to ambush their own soldiers. And on top of that, their own child soldiers, which again, seems even worse. And so they basically whoever, I'm not sure who actually made the treaty. So there's some questions that I have that I actually just don't remember. But apparently Luca was not a supporter of said treaty. And thus, he hatched this scheme with Raud to basically slaughter all the kids in this village. Or sorry, village. in the youth brigade. So obviously super uncool. Total dick move. Okay, I got a leather hat there. That was kind of lucky, sort of. Alright, so now we have to run to the north. Now again, like I had mentioned earlier, you can actually save a ton of time by just running to the north immediately. And that'll just kind of save you a bit of time. And it's, again, especially if you're trying to actually go for that, or trying to do the Clive quest. That helps out. Now, I removed all of Joey's gear. I don't know that was all that useful, to be honest. You do kind of lose him just for a little bit, but he comes right back. So, I don't know, again, I'm not really sure if that was that useful, I guess, to grab his stuff right now. But all right, so run into the north here. He'll die here. I think not. Okay, and then this is obviously, it gives us a second battle. So, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, some of these guys have kind of like, well, almost every enemy has some sort of like rare drop in the game. I don't remember what these guys had, but I didn't remember it being all that impressive, I guess. So this wasn't something that was like, you know, worth resetting your game. And the thing is, I mean, at this point, that we haven't even been able to save our game yet. So, you know, trying to like restart and fighting those soldiers over and over is not something that I would do. I just don't think it's worth it at all. But oh, okay, I guess there's no other way. That's the option I gotta pick there. So anyway, so Joey here says that, you know, if we ever get separated, we should return to this spot, and it's actually kind of something to remember, I guess. You know, a bit of foreshadowing there, I guess. All right, and so we jump off. And here, all right, so you get some of the credits, or the opening credits here. This is Joey, as well as that's Nanami, as well as the main character, playing hopscotch. And we'll actually meet Nanami here in a while yet, which is, I don't know if I mentioned, or did I just mention that that's the hero's sister? And then this is Genkaku, something like that. That is the hero, as well as Nanami's adopted father. And it looks like he's the one that trained those two. And here, so I should say, their adopted father passed away, and so behind the house there is a sort of a monument, I guess, to him, and that's where Nanami was praying at. And obviously here is Joey and the hero training, and I think that's Captain Roud there. And here they're marching off to, again, either, you know, some sort of training or leaving home, either way. Okay. This punk is a waste of time. I wonder where it came from. Did you just call me a waste of time, dude? Alright, so there he is. This is Victor. If you've played the first game, you'll likely recognize Victor. And he's a beast in this game as well. In this game, too. He was, you know, in the original, he was just amazing. Alright, so Victor wants to know what happened. Sign a peace agreement. Are you a Highlander? Okay, so there Victor makes it clear that he's from the city-state. And there's Flick. Flick, again, if you have played the first game, you'll probably recognize Flick. And much like Victor, he's pretty good in this game as well. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to, use them for a while. But they're amazing. So we'll just leave it at that. I can't eat you or anything. Okay. Alright, so essentially we get taken prisoner here. Let's go back to the fort. Yes, let's do that. Let's do just that. Alright, so we basically get taken prisoner, more or less. And... not go, you have to live with it since you're a prisoner. Well, thanks for reminding me. Or pointing that out, or making that abundantly clear. Alright. So things aren't looking that great. But, I mean, it's Victor and Flick, right? What's the worst that could happen? Okay. No work, no eat. No ticky, no laundry. What's your name? Alright, I gotta push some boxes. Alright, that should be pretty easy. Up against the wall. Giving rope to a prisoner? I don't know if that's a great idea. But hey, what do I know? Alright, so let's push these boxes. I'm not sure if you have to stand right in the dead center. You might, though. To actually push them. And then we'll just push them all the way up against the wall. Let's try to sneak in here. I think that's what I did. There we go. Alright, so I pushed this one down. I'm not sure if you actually need to do that, but you probably do, because actually I don't know how you'd be able to get. Maybe if you just push it all the way to the side. I don't know. Anyway, that's how I do it. Okay. And then obviously picked up the rope there. Alright, something important to do? What? You want some flints? Well, of course I do. Alright, so you can actually do something kind of tricky here. With the flints, it's not... the flints aren't useful for anything else in the game. But, if you want, you can ask him for 1 flint, and then you can ask him for 3. And you'll actually get to keep 2 then in your inventory. Alright, and then I think with the boots you do the same thing. Yeah, so you ask for 1 first, and then you ask for 3. And that'll actually get you 2 extra pairs of boots, because basically, is it Pole? I think that's her name. She asks you for 2 flints and 2 pairs of boots and then flour. And, again, by talking to those NPCs like that, you can actually get extras. Boots obviously are a lot more useful than those flints. Again, I think that the whole flint thing, I just did it to have, I guess, 2 extra items in my inventory. For whatever reason. And then, like I said, the boots are actually, useful. And, okay, so this is the 3rd item, the flour, and apparently this guy is out, so we have to, let's go back down and talk to Pole. Yeah, 2 boots, 2 flints, and yeah, we don't have any flour, so we need to go to Ryube Village. Alright, so we have to get Gengen here to join us, or to escort us. And then this is Tuta, and she will join us on the way as well. Okay. Alright, lady. Good luck and don't get lost. Well, I'll do what I want. Alright, so Gengen is not one of my favorite characters in the game, but he's not terrible though either. Alright, let's head up to Ryube. So this is obviously a really short trip, and we totally could have handled this on our own, but I'm almost out of time, so I think what I'm going to do here is actually just head right to the inn and save, and I think that'll be, yeah, actually, this is actually the first save in the entire game, so we'll actually, we'll just do that, and then we'll continue on with our mission for flour in the next video. So I hope the guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.